What is happening, guys? Rules for Rebels, and this is probably one of the most important videos I've done in quite some time, so pay attention. Today is going to be an introduction to Steemit, Steemit.com. It's a cryptocurrency. It's also a new social network, which is very similar to Reddit. And from actually posting on there, in the same way that on Reddit you earn karma points, on Steemit you actually earn, and I may be botching the terminology here, Steem Dollars or Steem Power. Basically, you can actually earn real money, real cryptocurrency by creating content on this site, by upvoting other people's content, and also by commenting on other people's posts. So if you guys are active on YouTube, if you're active on Reddit, if you enjoy creating content, here's a way for you to make money off of that activity, as well as to kind of further blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies and Steemit itself. So I wanted to thank you guys. You guys are actually the ones who made me aware of this website, Steemit. I've been on for less than 48 hours, so I'm still very new. I'm still figuring things out. I was going to wait a little bit longer to kind of like get the lay of the land and really kind of understand the culture of Steemit before I made this video, but you do have to apply to be accepted. It's in beta testing right now, so I figured the most important thing, we all learned how long it can take to get on Amazon merch. Like, I would rather have you guys go apply today, and then we can kind of figure it out together as we go along. And I'm hoping that some of you guys who turned me onto this site will maybe chime in and drop a comment here. If any of you guys are interested in doing a guest vlog and talking about Steemit, filling me in a little bit on some of the gaps that get the gaps in my understanding, I would love to have you on. Drop me a message, drop me an email, and we'll work out a way where we can get you on the channel. But really, this is going to be kind of an introduction to Steemit. I may misspeak here. I may say some things wrong. I may not explain it perfectly clearly, but here is my understanding thus far. So I think most people would say Steemit is the most like Reddit, both in terms of like the layout, the interface, the look, the culture, and also in the same way that on Reddit you earn karma points, and people get really hung up on their karma. Like, people are really, you know, like, they're really trying to build these karma points, and in reality, karma points have zero effect in the real world. I mean, they can't be redeemed for money. They really don't do anything but give you some influence on the Reddit platform itself. I mean, there's some subreddits you can't join unless you have like a 10 karma or above. But with Steemit, you're actually able to earn real cryptocurrency, real money off of your activity on here. So again, Steemit is very similar to Reddit. You create content. It can be blog posts. It can be videos. It can be pictures. I believe it's been around for about a year, if not even longer. I just got onto it. One of you guys had been telling, okay, actually a couple of you guys in the comment sections of videos had been telling me about it for a while, so I decided to check it out. I think Vogeltron might have mentioned it, and I apologize if I'm forgetting any of you other guys who mentioned it. I was kind of trying to sort through comments, trying to thank all you guys who told me to get on there, and I couldn't find it. So anybody who's mentioned it to me, thank you very much. If you guys want to check out my Steemit, it's steemit.com / rules for rebels. I'm not really sure what type of content I'm going to be doing on there. I'm kind of like, I've been on for less than 48 hours. I have a number of posts up already. Like, I'm writing stories, doing some photos, sharing some personal stuff. I'm doing kind of all different types of stuff. I don't know if I'm going to have like a business slant to it, or if it's going to be like more of a personal blog for me. But whereas this channel is all about business, like I don't know how well that's going to go over on Steemit, or if everybody on Steemit is going to be looking for the type of information that I make on YouTube. So I'm still kind of trying to figure it out. Now, to give you a little background on Steemit, it's built on blockchain technology. That means it's open source, and the way I heard it best explained is like all the information on Steemit is like a directory. It's not centralized. So hypothetically, if steemit.com, the actual domain, were to go down, there's 100 other sites that could host all the same information that steemit.com had, because it is like an open source directory. So basically, Steemit can't be stopped. It can't be censored. One cool thing about Steemit is it's very, very much so community based. So for every Steemit member who enters the community, Steemit dollars are created for that person, or each new user requires Steemit dollars or Steemit Power, and it gets kind of confusing with the way you earn. So Steemit's a cryptocurrency. There's also something called a Steem backed dollar, and then you also have Steem Power. Now, I'm probably going to botch this. I've done a lot of reading on it. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, and quite honestly, I'm more confused than when I first began. But basically, when you post, when you comment, when you upvote, if people like your stuff, if you get upvoted, you earn 50% Steem Power and 50% Steem Dollars. Now, I believe Steem Dollars can be redeemed into Steem, which is a cryptocurrency you could transfer over to like Bittrex and sell for Bitcoin, and then transfer that Bitcoin to Coinbase and cash out for dollars. So you can actually earn real fiat. You know, I don't know why you would want to. I'm much more into cryptocurrency than I am deflationary dollars, but if for whatever reason you wanted to, you could get fiat currency, you could get dollars with it. Now, I realized to some new people, I was trying to explain it to my dad last night, and he's like, this sounds like some crazy video game, like Steem Dollars, Steem Power, transfer this, move that, like, you know, he's like, are you for real? But it is for real. I also, you know, as a new user, I also am kind of confused by the whole Steem Dollar thing. I've seen a lot of people trying to explain it. I saw one guy trying to do like trying to do like an analogy to a power plant. But basically, Steem Power like supercharges your account. So the best way I've heard it explained is if you believe Steem is going to go up in the future, if you are a long-term believer in Steem, rather than cashing out for dollars, you want to keep all your money in Steem Power, and it's going to allow you, it's going to make your stuff rank better. When you upvote other people, they're going to get more money. So for example, if I have a really powerful Steemit profile and I upvote your content, you might get $1, $2, or $5, whereas somebody else who doesn't have a very powerful Steemit account, if they were to upvote somebody, they may only give them a penny or a couple cents or something like that. So the more influence you have on the site, the more powerful your voice is. So if you want to have a voice on Steemit, if you want to be able to kind of shape Steemit, or if you're really bullish on the future of this cryptocurrency, you want to keep your stuff in Steem Power. Now, there's also something called Steem Dollars. Steem Dollars can be redeemed for Steem, which is the actual cryptocurrency. I hope I'm not mixing these up. And then you could then transfer that over to Gemini or Poloniex, I don't know if I'm saying that right, or Coinbase, and cash that out for dollars. There are a lot of people making really big money. I've actually heard that a lot of like authors and stuff like that are mad because there's some people who are like serious authors who land a book deal and make peanuts. And there's people on Steemit making $5,000, $10,000. I've even heard of people making as much as $15,000 for one single blog post. So think about how crazy that one blog post you could make 15 grand. Now, some people say that Steemit, you know, just to kind of give the devil's advocate or the other side, some people call Steemit kind of a Ponzi scheme. I mean, seeing as how you can earn Steem for doing nothing, you know, you can buy Steem if you want, you can buy Steem Power, but nobody's forcing you to spend money. So, I mean, if you want to earn Steem purely through your efforts, you can do that. And I saw another explanation of Steem that really kind of cleared it up to me. So, Facebook's a very popular site because of all the content on there, right? Content is what brings viewers, and viewers allows people to charge for advertising and everything else, but essentially everybody on the internet wants views, they want traffic. So with Steemit, rather than a company like Facebook or YouTube controlling all the content and monetizing it themselves, the content on Steemit is actually the value. Because the community is creating value, each community member who creates content and good content that people like gets a piece of that value. Now, when you keep your money in Steem Dollars, you earn 10% interest per year, I believe. However, unlike Bitcoins, which is a finite fixed amount of it, and there'll never be more, unless there's like some hard split and the currency totally changes. Unlike Bitcoins, where there's a fixed amount, every year 10% more Steemit is going to be created. And a lot of people don't like when there's not a fixed amount, but like the, you know, gold, silver, the US dollar, like they're creating money out of thin air every day too. So I don't think it's really as crazy or as bad as some people might make it sound. So I guess, you know, if you need cash, I guess, you know, you can sell your Steem for cash. I think, and from what I've heard from a lot of people who are like adopters and true believers in Steemit, you're going to want to keep all your money in Steem Power, because even though you are earning interest on your Steem Dollars, you're earning 10% interest, but 10% Steem is also being created. So I don't really see you making money off interest, because the same 10% that you're earning in interest, you're also being hit with, I guess, inflation as well. So it's kind of a wash. Whereas if you keep your money in Steem Dollars, I'm sorry, in Steem Power, you can see how confusing this gets. If you keep your money in Steem Power, your account has more power, you have more authority, you're going to earn more money from your posts and things like that. So unless you really need the cash, I'd suggest keeping it in Steem Power. One thing that I'm really confused about, maybe somebody can explain it in the comments section below, you can power up and power down. And I know this is kind of starting to sound kind of wild, like a video game. It's going to take a little bit to get used to. I was completely blown away by it, completely confused. I've only been on for like less than 48 hours, and it's finally kind of starting to make sense to me as I use the site a little bit more. You can power up, which is turning your Steem dollars into more influence on the site, or you can power down. Now, when you power down, I've heard different things. I've heard that it takes 2 years for all your money to trickle back to you. I've also heard that it depends on a lot of different factors and you don't really know. But basically, you're only going to get a small percentage. You know, when you power down every week, you're going to get a small percentage of your money basically paid out to you is how it works. So basically, you're not going to be able to access your Steem Power in a quick fashion. You know what I mean? If you need a car repair and you need a couple $100 and all your money's in Steem Power, it's going to be harder to take it out. But assuming you don't take the money out, if you like the site and you're optimistic about Steemit, you probably want to continue to grow your account and let that ride. As far as like the culture of Steemit, obviously each social media platform kind of has its own culture. And what I mean by that is, like with YouTube, there's a different type of video you post on YouTube than you post on Facebook. There's a different type of video that you post on Snapchat or Instagram than you post on Facebook or YouTube. So each social media site seems to have kind of its own culture. You know, YouTube has kind of everything. VidMe is kind of more for gaming and animation. You know, but each social media site has its own culture. I'm still kind of trying to figure out the culture of Steemit. It's very, very much so, obviously and understandably, into cryptocurrencies because it's a blockchain-based technology, and a lot of the people on there and a lot of the people who are early adopters are people who are really into cryptos. But, you know, I've seen all types of content. Some people are posting about gardening. There's a guy, Papa Pepper, I watch, who grows peppers and does homesteading. So there's all types of content on there. One interesting thing, I guess at one point in the earlier days of Steemit, I don't think they would host images. So you would basically have to host your image on IMGUR and then put the code. It's kind of an HTML editor in the same way as Reddit. If you've never used Reddit, it's not as simple as like just click the italics button and you're writing in italics. Like if you want to write in bold font, you need to put 2 asterisks before and after what you're writing. If you want to make a line break, there's, you know, like 2 spaces or something. So there's a little bit of sort of like coding involved in being able to format Steemit posts, although there's an app. I'll try to link to it in the description box below. There's an app I recently discovered, and what this app does, it's basically a Steemit editor. So you don't have to know all the different codes to make italics or enter this or format things in a certain way. You can write in this editor, and it's just going to be just like Microsoft Word or WordPress, where you can click italics or H1 tag or whatever else. It'll format everything for you, and it'll do the coding for you, and then you can copy and paste that coding over into Steemit. So if you're kind of new to how to like do the HTML formatting of posts, here's a way that you can get nice looking posts without really having to be an expert in doing that. So I think I'm kind of going to leave it at that today. Like I said, it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to learn. I was almost hesitant to give as much information as I did, because I think a lot of you guys, if you're anything like me, are going to be kind of overwhelmed by the whole thing. Like Steem Dollars, Steem Power, Steem Savings, powering up, power, like my head is spinning, right? But get on the platform, go sign up. It took me a couple days to get on. I've heard if you have a social media following, or if you're kind of an influencer already, you tend to get on a little bit quicker. So your experience may or may not be the same as mine. It may take you a little bit longer to get on. But if you miss the Bitcoin train, if you miss the Ethereum train, I mean, I don't think anybody's missed the train. I think there's still plenty of time to get on. But if you feel like you've missed the train, if you're waiting to get on Amazon merch and you're like, man, I wish I had heard about this earlier, or I wish I would have followed through and signed up earlier, I think Steemit is going to do big things. I think it's going to turn into something really big. The people on there are really optimistic. It was kind of funny. My first day on there, I did an introduction post. And basically, for an introduction post, you write your username on a piece of paper and take a picture of yourself. I took kind of a goofy picture of myself, but it's basically to let the community know who you are. Hey, this is me. I'm new to the site. I'm not a bot. I want to be part of the community, and that's going to kind of get you more well received by people. When you do that, mark your introductory post as introduce myself or introduce yourself. That's kind of the tag. Basically, I think they used to have hashtags. Now they have tags. And it's kind of similar to tags for like a YouTube video or other social media sites. You put in your keywords. Your first keyword is going to be the main category, and then each space is essentially going to be a new tag. When you do the spaces, you know, if you're doing You know, I think I'm getting too into depth. I'll save that stuff for another video. But overall, my point is this. Go sign up for Steemit right now. Once you get on there, come follow me, steemit.com/rules for rebels. If you guys have any questions, ask me. I'll do my best to answer them. But I know you guys, a lot of you guys have been on Steemit for longer than me, so I would appreciate it if you could if I stated anything wrong, if I stated anything incorrect, please correct me in the comment section below. And if other people ask questions, I'm sure there's some of you guys out there probably more knowledgeable and more well equipped about Steemit than myself to answer those questions. So please help out your fellow YouTubers and me as well, and everybody. And let's try to kind of further this Steemit platform. So if you try Steemit and like it, tell other people about it, get your friends on there, tell other creators about it. But I think this is going to be big, and the sooner you get in on it, the better off you're going to be. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If so, give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. It'll be on the bottom left on a phone, on the bottom right on a computer. Share this video with other people. Share it on Reddit. Let's spread the word about Steemit, and let's turn this into an awesome community. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next video.